Gout Gout. 18 years old, he just ran faster than Usain Bolt ever did as a teenager. And then Bolt spoke, not to praise him, to warn him. What Bolt said next could decide everything. On April 12, 2026, at the Sydney Olympic Park Athletic Center, Gout Gout ran the 200 meters in 19.67 seconds. He was 18 years old. That single run ended a record that had stood in global sprinting for over 20 years. Usain Bolt ran 19.93 seconds as a 17-year-old in 2004. He never ran faster as a teenager. Gout Gout just ran 19.67. He beat Bolt's teenage best by 26 hundredths of a second. He also set a new world under-20 record in the process, breaking the previous ratified mark of 19.69 seconds held by American Arian Knighton. This was not his first major statement in 2026. 6 weeks earlier, at a quiet club meet in Brisbane called the Dane Bird Smith Shield, Gout had stepped onto the track for his first competitive 100 meters of the year. He ran 10.00 seconds flat. That equaled the fastest legal 100 run by an Australian man on home soil at the time and set a new national under-20 record. Gout Gout did not just announce himself in 2026, he announced himself as the most exciting sprint talent on the planet. Usain Bolt has been here before. He was the teenager the whole world watched. He was the one carrying impossible expectations before he could vote. So when Gout's performances started pulling global attention, Bolt paid close attention. He had already called Gout young me. He had already given the teenager the highest compliment a sprinter can receive. But in April 2026, at the Watches and Wonders event in Geneva, Switzerland, CNN Sports sat down with Bolt and asked him directly about the 18-year-old Australian. What came out was not hype. It was not celebration. It was a warning delivered with the full weight of lived experience behind it. At that young age, since I was there myself, Bolt told CNN, you start to get uncomfortable and forget about track and field. He kept going. Hopefully he has the right people to guide him and keep him focused on track and field, because everything else will always be there. But if you fail in track and field, then all of that fades away. That is not a throwaway quote. That is Bolt telling the world exactly what almost derailed him and asking everyone watching to make sure Gout Gout doesn't go the same way. In 2002, 15-year-old Usain Bolt stood on the track at the World Junior Championships in Kingston, Jamaica, and won the 200 meters in front of 36,000 screaming fans in his home country. He became the youngest male World Junior Champion in the history of athletics. He was 15 years and 333 days old. No male sprinter at that level had ever been younger. The world erupted, sponsorship deals arrived, a new Jamaican star was born, and then came the distractions. The pull of Kingston's social scene, fast food, parties, basketball. The spotlight of a national hero before his body had finished developing. His coaches struggled to keep him locked in. When he finally stepped onto the professional Diamond League circuit, it hit him hard. He was supposed to be a legend. Instead, he lost. Bolt described what that moment felt like during his CNN interview. I remember coming out of high school going on the circuit, he said. I felt like I was on top of the world because I was winning and running good. When I got on the circuit, I didn't win one race. Not one race. Despite being the youngest World Junior Champion in history, despite natural talent that had never been seen before, the circuit humbled him completely. He survived that period because he eventually found the right people, the right coaches, the right discipline, the right environment. That is the reason he went on to win 8 Olympic gold medals and become the fastest man who ever lived. He made it through the danger zone. Not every prodigy does. That is exactly what Bolt is warning Gout Gout about. He is not being negative. He is handing over a map of the minefield he once crossed and telling the teenager, watch your step. The parallels between Bolt and Gout Gout go beyond one quote anytime comparison. They are following the exact same career blueprint, step by step, race by race. Bolt won the 200 meters at the World Junior Championships in Kingston in 2002 at 15 years old. He used that title as the launchpad for everything that followed. That one race told the world he was not just fast for his age, he was fast. Full stop. In August 2026, Gout Gout will line up at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon for the World Athletics Under-20 Championships. He is a heavy favorite in the 200 meters. He gave up his spot at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow to be there. The same kind of calculated, single-minded decision that Bolt made at the same stage of his career. If Gout wins that race, he will become the first Australian man to win a sprint gold medal at the Junior World Championships. He will have done what Bolt did. He will have used the same launch pad. But first comes Oslo. On June 10, 2026, Gout Gout makes his Diamond League debut at the Bislett Games in Norway. His opponent in the 200 meters will be Letsila Tebogo of Botswana, the reigning Olympic 200-meter champion. Tebogo has already gone on record saying Gout has the potential to be one of the greatest athletes in history. Now they will line up against each other on the biggest professional stage in track and field. Bolt's experience tells us exactly what to expect from that moment. "I know it's going to be an eye-opener," he said, "and I hope it doesn't get him down but motivate him to work even harder. I think in the first year you will learn a lot and understand what you need to do to be better." The circuit is not a school meet. It is not the Australian Championships. It is the Wolves. And Bolt knows what it feels like to walk in and get eaten before you find your footing. Bolt's warning carries another layer that goes beyond Gout Gout personally. Track and field is fighting for its audience. The sport lost its biggest star when Bolt retired after the 2017 World Championships. Crowds have not been the same. The energy has not been the same. Bolt addressed this in Geneva, speaking plainly about what the sport is missing. He said people tell him directly that they stopped watching because he left. He called for the sport to find new ways to pull people back in. Track and field needs a refresh, Bolt explained. It needs a little more excitement. It's not always about times, it's about the competition, the energy it brings. Gout Gout is the answer to that problem. He is the personality. He is the story. He is the Australian teenager running 19.67 seconds who grew up in Ipswich, 40 kilometers from Brisbane, the city hosting the 2032 Olympics. He will be 24 years old when those games arrive, the absolute prime of a sprinter's career, running in front of a home crowd on the biggest stage in sport. That is what is at stake. Not just a race, not just a world record, a generation of fans who have not yet fallen in love with this sport. Bolt sees it. That is why the warning is not small talk. He is protecting an asset that the entire sport needs. He added one more thing in Geneva. He's a massive young talent, Bolt said. Every time you step on that track, everybody's going to always be looking for a fast time, always looking for you to do great. So hopefully, he has the right people to help him to understand that not every day is going to be a great day. That is the lesson Bolt paid for before he found his footing. He learned it. Now he is handing it over. Speaking in Geneva in April 2026, Bolt told CNN Sports that Gout Gout needs the right people, that the circuit will be a shock, that distractions will come. He knows because he was 15 and invincible once, too. Gout Gout has 19.67 seconds on his record. He has a World Under-20 record, a Diamond League debut waiting in Oslo, a World Junior Championship in Oregon, and eventually the 2032 Games in the city where he grew up. His trajectory is historic. The only thing that can stop Gout now is what nearly stopped Bolt: the wrong people, the wrong distractions, and the slow drift away from the track. Bolt's warning is the hardest kind of support. The greatest sprinter just handed Gout a map. What he does with it will determine everything.